Yeah, both good picks, guys. I'm going to go off the board for this one. And I've said that twice now, so I'm starting to think that mine will be the least accurate rankings here, or at least accurate on draft day. But like in my brain, to me, it just makes sense. So you're just going to have to come aboard and listen to this, okay? We talked about some of the best skaters in the draft. Okay, we mentioned Logan Cooley being one of the best skaters in the draft. Matejchuk, I don't think I mentioned how good of a skater he is, but he's regarded as one of the best skaters in the draft. But by far, the number one skater in this draft. But like in this, you can't even argue this. Like every scout will tell you, depending on where they have him in their rankings, he's the number one skater, and that's Brad Lambert. And that's who I have at number 9 going to the Buffalo Sabres. And Harp, I knew you knew that. I knew you knew that.
Yes, I did.
So Brad Lambert is a completely polarizing player, obviously. He's been sliding down and down and down the draft rankings, similar to Atu Ratti last year, who ended up going to the Islanders, I think, at late anyway, like late first round. But I think Lambert is just too good to pass on. And if he's still available at number 9, I think the Sabres have to take a swing on him, because they're one of the only teams in this first round who can afford to, because they have the 16th pick. And if you take a player like Cutter Gauthier at number 9, a Harp, like you said, I think that's the safer pick, but he's not going to be available at 16. And I don't think Brad Lambert will be either. So I feel like you just have to take a swing and get the guy with the highest potential. And for me, that's Lambert. They've already got a ton of players, who can play. And I think either of those guys would fit in nicely. But Brad Lambert, to me, I think he's just too talented to keep dropping. And I think any team who takes him and has the capability to develop him into the player that you see in his potential, then I think he could be a fantastic pick at number 9. What do you guys think about that?
I think he is going to be available at 16, and that's when Buffalo should pick him.
Yeah.
He has fallen, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The 3 years ago, we were talking about him rivaling Shane Wright about the first overall pick, and he's kind of fallen way off. And I think teams get caught up on that when they see this. So I'll be following him. That's for sure.
If he's
available, I've always liked
16.
the player.
Yeah,
I've always liked the player, so I will be interested to see who picks him and how that works out for them.
If he's available at 16, that's a no-brainer for Buffalo. That's the most talented, one of the most talented players in the draft. For sure, the best skater. You have to take him. But I just wonder if a team between 10 and 15 sees the same thing I see and goes, listen, we just have to. We just got to take a chance.
Yeah, I think if there's a team that does it between 10 and 16, it's Vancouver. I think they're another team that could just take a swing at a wild card player and hope for him to light it up, because they need to do something like that, honestly.
Case, do you have the order in front of you?
Yeah.
What's the order?
10 is Anaheim, 11 San Jose, 12 is Columbus, which is another second pick. So it could be them. Then the Islanders, Winnipeg, Vancouver, then Buffalo.
So I could see Lambert going to the Islanders at 13. 13 is a case, the Islanders pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the head coach with the Islanders is Lane Lambert, and that's Brad's uncle. And who did they take as a potential steal who really fell was Atu Ratti. So I could see the Islanders doing the same thing here and taking Brad Lambert.
You think they have two guys, though? You think they have two guys who are late picks? I guess Barzal, you're right, their case. But how about to Columbus, Jarmo Kekalainen, Finnish connection there, Harp?
Yes, I already mentioned that earlier, but yes, I could see that for sure.
And
that
two picks in the first 15. Because what's Columbus at 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that furthers my point. I think if you're Buffalo, you got to take a swing on them at 9.
I like it, man. I do. But I also like your pick case with Lekier Mackey. The only thing that I've seen that's kind of the issue or the question mark with him is his consistency to bring that consistent effort every single night. But it's another talented Swedish winger. And who did the Sabres take with their second first rounder last year? A player who they really liked, and that was Isaac Rosen out of Sweden. So I could certainly see them going that route as well. But Chad, I like the big swing idea with Lambert, man. No one has been up and down more than him in this draft class. And no question about it. He's a talented hockey player, and whichever organization gets him is going to get a good player. So I like the idea of Buffalo taking a big swing.
I'll say this too, like, because he played for the Pelicans in the Liga and got traded to where was it? JYP, and his production was abysmal, and it's been getting worse year over year, which is never a good sign. But you've got to think that there's other factors available, because you watch a clip of this guy and he's just explosive, and he can skate end to end, and it doesn't seem like he's afraid to go to the dirty areas of the net, because there's always someone who will say he's a perimeter player, and maybe that's a bit true, but in some clips that I've seen he's going straight to the net. But I mean, there's a lot to like in the player, and I just think Buffalo has so many guys that they've picked over the last few years, and it's like, you've got sure things in your Cousins, and you've got Krebs now, and you mentioned Rosen and Peterka, and you've got Dahlin, who is established. Like, they've just got so many really good players, and it just makes sense to me to take a swing on a guy who could make all of them better up front.
Yeah.
Well, Craig Button has him at 42, and his word is law because he speaks louder than everyone. So
he does.
I don't even see him going in the first round anymore because Craig Button has him at 42.
He does speak louder than everyone, that's for sure.